How you guys doing? All right, first of all, I just have to, Paul, I got to tell you what's going on with the crutches here.
Talk to me about the crutches.
We were doing a rehearsal a little bit earlier, and Zach beat me up. I'm gonna be honest. Zach kicked my ass.
I heard about
We were in a heated debate about tonight, what's going on tonight, and Zach told me he was going to beat me up with his guitar, right? So I whip that cushion that Zach's sitting on right there. I whip it up, guarding myself. Zach charges me. I fly off the chair and injured my ankle, as you see here. And I'm filing a lawsuit, Zach. I'm gonna be absolutely honest with you. I know you guys' albums do well. Okay, so it could be anything, right?
No, but see, popular.
No,
That's Zach. See, Zach, what you did.
Okay.
Zach changed the topic today. Is what you did, buddy.
Yes. Zach, okay. Describe what your definition of popular.
Well, no, I
record
think
is.
popular music is not necessarily something that pop or rhythm pop or whatever. It's it's an album that you can listen through all the way and say, this is a great album. I don't have to go, I like track 5 and 6, and the rest of them are
Right. You
crappy.
can listen. You can put it in the CD player and just let it go.
And also, it appeals to a broad spectrum of
It's
people.
the appeal.
Okay.
Popular music represents popular, as in like what people have been into, what it represents, like albums of all time.
Okay. Well, let's get some
broad.
stuff up on the list.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I think Hanson's Middle of Nowhere should be on the list because they write their own music and they play their own instruments, and I think they deserve a lot more credit, and I think that they are sexy, and I want to lay down in the bed with them. Look out there! Somebody's getting a little sassy on the computer. That's what I'm saying. Okay.
I'll veto
It's time
that myself.
to get our guest second choices. Okay, Zach.
Okay. I just think this album is a great album as far as vocally, mainly. Just the things that they have explored with this album. And I know it's affected us, and, it's affected the Beatles, and just a lot of artists with, and just the great things that they did on this album. Pet Sounds by the Beach Boys.
Give us her choice.
Here's the other thing I would like to say, though. This is the hardest list I have ever made in my life.
Yeah, I don't think.
Okay, I will say this is the hardest
It's not necessarily truthful to,
I don't think so.
if I sat down for a week or a year or 3 years.
But you didn't now, Zach, did you? No, you came on and you're just like, oh, this is going to be easy. I'll just write down these. Maybe you should put some thought into it, Zach. Paula?
He's like the president.
No, if you guys were not so beautiful, I would not be able to carry on with this. Here we go.
Me neither, Paula.
Ashton, you better behave because you're like the only one I could come onto without going to jail. Okay. All right.
I think she's trying to tell you something. After the show.
Paula, let's hear the choice.
Okay.
Cut to it quickly.
It's like, speed it up, speed
This
it.
was number 1, 30. Okay. This was number 1 for 31 weeks in a row.
Pet him.
It was a phenomenal. Okay.
Sorry.
Okay.
Paul, we got to move things up.
Come on,
31 weeks, top 10. Number 1 album. I'm sorry, they're so gorgeous.
What
I
is
can't
it,
speak.
Paula?
I
What
can't
is
look at them, and I'm like, oh.
Okay.
Okay. Rumors, Fleetwood Mac.
Yes. It's like the guru. Songs in the Key of Life, Stevie Wonder. What's Going On, Marvin Gaye. And Chris says that these were all 3 were milestones in popular music.
I will agree with him completely.
Best pop album.
He knows his stuff. He knows what he's talking about.
All right. Well, I agree
with that.
Let's have a moment, Isaac. You and me. Let's just have a moment.
Here you go.
Okay.
Oh God.
Okay. Now. From Allison. Oh, you want a moment too? Or are you feeling left out, Taylor? Okay. Now the moment that you have all been waiting for. Our guest number 1 choices.
Dun, 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 dun,
Zach.
dun, dun. I picked Thriller by Michael Jackson.
Come on, Zach. You're not buddy. That's twice now. You get me all excited. I re-hurt my ankle. This is ridiculous. I definitely agree.
greatest hits album?
Eagles best of. That's
Oh.
Eagles best of. It's you start to say, okay, that's not an album, but it's sold more than any other album. I think it has to be categorized as one.
It is.
It's an album.
It's an
because
amazing.
how can you? I mean,
Amazing
it's the
album.
biggest selling album ever.
The reason
To the list, the choices have been debated. Our audience has cast their votes. Okay, Zach, drum roll. Come on, give it to me.
it's the closest we can do.
Okay.
Closest we
Here
can
is the list of the best pop albums. Number 3, Rubber Soul, The Beatles.
Yes.
Totally agree with that. Totally agree with that. The number 2 best pop album. Like a Virgin. Madonna. That's right, buddy. That's right. And the number 1 choice for best pop album is Thriller, Michael Jackson. I want to thank each one of our fabulous guests, our studio audience, and you at home for participating in this very special episode of The List.